Summer's almost here. Summer's almost here. Summer's almost here. So, who keeps messaging me? I'm trying to record a video. Ah, my boo buzz. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Nia. Today's video, what are we talking about? We're gonna talk about Nia's college experience. In honor of it being grad season, I thought it would be, a nice little video about me talking about things that I went through and experienced in college. Everyone's graduating. If you're in high school, college, 8th grade, even pre-K, congratulations, class of 2018. You did it. You made it this far. I'm proud of you. And make sure you go out here, whether you're still in school, gonna still be in school, or whether you're gonna be entering the workforce. I am proud of you. I'm happy. You got this. Trust me. So let's hop right into it, I guess. But before I get started, make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate it. If you want to see more content from me, make sure you subscribe. And what else is there to do to introduction videos? I don't know. I'm still trying to get the hang of all of this. But I guess if that's it, let's dive right in. Okay, so I graduated college already. I have my undergraduate degree in Bachelor of Health Science and Communication Disorders, which is pretty much, I'm speech language pathologist. I'm trying to be a speech language pathologist. Well, I'm not saying I'm trying to be. I'm still really thinking about it because it still requires me to go to grad school, and 4 years of undergrad was already enough for me. Like, as of right now, I'm not really thinking about going back to school anytime soon. But yeah, just whatever. Yeah. So yeah, I graduated. I was supposed to graduate, in 2017, in the spring. But my first school that I went to 2 different schools. First school I went to was in upstate New York in Ithaca College. I was only there for 3 semesters. It got expensive. Really expensive really fast. And because of those 3 semesters, I am in a lot of student loan debt. But that is okay because I'm dealing with it. And it's out of my control. I have to do what I have to do in terms of student loans. But yeah, I was only there for 3 semesters. Then I left. I took a semester off when I moved back here, home to Chicago. And right back when I left in the fall of 2014. That was my last semester. Took the spring of 2015 off and then went to the new school in the fall of 2015. And I just finished back in December. I was supposed to have, like I said, originally in spring of 2017. And then because I took that semester off, it was pushed back to the summer of 2017, but my school tweaked on me last minute and I didn't get to finish officially until December of 2017. So yeah, I am a college graduate. It's weird. It's interesting because it's like, I do still have to go to grad school in order for me to actually use my degree, but at this point it's like I'm not really a student anymore and I'm working, and it's kind of weird, but at the same time, like, I'm an adult. I'm new to this adult thing, so I'm still trying to figure it out. But yeah, originally this is supposed to be a video about my college experience, so that's what I'm gonna talk to you guys about. Okay, so college for me, overall, I would say it was okay. There were fun times, and there were honestly a lot of bad times for me personally. I always knew that college wasn't not an option for me growing up. I felt like, coming from the family that I came from, I always knew that college was definitely in my future as a child or whatever. First I was like, I'm gonna go to med school, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna do like theater and things like that. It was just back and forth. When I got to college, I did my major in bio. I started off as a bio major, which I realized I was doing that for the wrong reasons. A lot of it was out of fear and not doing what it is that I wanted to do. So when I finally realized that, I was still a freshman, and Yeah, so I was like, I met my advisor. I was like, yeah, I want to switch majors. At the time, like still then, this was like during my freshman year of college, I was like, do I want to go back? Because I went to a performing arts high school, do I want to go back to doing musical theater, or do I want to explore something else? So there was, that back and forth struggle with that. And so I ended up partaking in communication disorders, which is, on me studying to become a speech language pathologist. It was something I was familiar with as a child. I had my brother and my sister, they went to speech therapy. It was very interesting. I always found it as an interesting thing, and that's what I went for. And then my idea also with it was I could also work with, still be a part of the performing arts life by working with like vocalists and actors and things like that. And eventually there was a point where I did want to own my own private practice. But since my sophomore year, when I moved back here and transferred schools, things changed a lot because I realized again that I was doing things for the wrong reasons. And because of that, I felt like my school performance could have been way better than it was. Not to say that I like flunked out of a lot of stuff. I ended up graduating with a 3.3 GPA, but I know myself and I know that I could have done so much better had I stuck with what it was that I feel like, not to sound cheesy, but destined to do, which was, be an artist, be a creative. Yeah, so when I finally realized that, it's not that, when I did realize that, I stayed within my major. I just, like I said, I just was like a little careless than I normally am when it comes to school, because in high school, I was that student. I was a really good student. I like to think I was a really good student in high school. I participated in a lot of, extracurricular activities, especially when I was in elementary school. I did a lot. But then I got to college and things just like changed. And I don't know, it was just, like I said, I think a lot of it stemmed from me doing things out of fear and for the wrong reasons to impress people outside of myself, when the reality was that this is my life. This is the life that I'm gonna have to deal with. The decisions I make, the choices I make are my choices, and they mainly affect me. So it wasn't until as I got closer and closer to finishing school that I started realizing this. And once I finally was like, okay, this is the life that I want to be a part of. That's what I did. I started working my way back to that. But do I regret going to college? No, I don't. I think it's an experience that I was able to learn from, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. Should I have maybe, instead of going to a 4-year university or college right then out of high school, should I maybe have gone to a community college to knock those gen ads out the way? Yeah, it would have probably saved me a lot of money in terms of, me being a student, like having a load of student loan debt from just 3 semesters. This was all from the first school. When I transferred, everything else, my dad, which I'm grateful for, he paid out of pocket. But the first school was the school that they killed me with the student loans and stuff like that. So yeah, my advice when it comes to, I guess, college, is that's probably one piece of advice I would give people, especially like immersion, like high schoolers who are getting ready to go to college. Not the ones who have maybe just graduated, because they probably have it already figured out, or maybe they don't. But this is mainly for like more so the sophomores and juniors in high school. Don't feel like you have to go to a 4-year university or college right away. Definitely take advantage of the fact that you can go to a community college and get those gen eds out the way for so much less money than a four-year university, unless you get like, financial aid, which is something that I didn't qualify for. Then if that's a thing you want to do, go for it. But don't let anyone make you feel like that is an obligation. It's really not. I would definitely always advise people to do, if you decide you do want to go to school after college, go to a community college first. You can save a lot of money, and even in that time period, you could save up to go to transfer into a four-year university. Make sure credits match up and all that type of stuff. Because sometimes credits don't transfer like that, like they should, which I don't get why, because that happened to me with a class. I took in Ithaca, then I transferred to Governor State, and for some reason the credits weren't transferable, and I had to basically retake the classes in 2 separate semesters all over again, which was a complete waste of time. Petty, but yeah. Another piece of advice, so that's that piece of advice. Another piece of advice I would give people would be to, if you need to, take a gap year. Definitely, I would suggest the gap year if you feel like high school was like for you. Definitely take a gap year. Be productive, of course, or do what you want to do, what you feel is necessary in order to prepare yourself for college. There's nothing wrong with taking a gap year. I know a lot of people who've done it, and they today have this year graduated from colleges and are happy. Well, at least I think they're happy. But if it's like a decision that they've made and they know I know they made a good decision in terms of taking a gap year. It's never, there's nothing wrong with taking a gap year. Like, again, you could save up money, you could travel, you could do whatever you want. Just don't feel obligated or live your life in fear, because that can definitely take a toll on you. Speaking of personal experience. What else? Let's see. It was another thing that I wanted to express. Oh, third thing. If you don't want to go to college at all, don't go to college. Look, let me tell you, it's not worth the student loan debt. That's a big thing. That's an issue, especially within this country. If you don't want to if you feel like that's something that you would have to deal with and you don't want to deal with it, don't. If you feel like college or school period isn't your thing, then awesome, great. I'm glad you get to figure that out earlier rather than later, because people often shame those who decide not to go to college at all, saying they won't be successful or they're lazy, or I'm like, please, mind your business. First of all, that's like, mind your business. There's nothing wrong with not going to college. There are people who are out here probably thriving because they're thriving, and that's not because of college. Like, they probably thought it over, and it's probably and that stuff is just not, that's not a easy decision to make either. People often think that, after high school I'm just not going to college. Well, you don't know the reason why people make those decisions. School is hard. It really is. It can drain you, especially if you have people in your life that make that make you feel forced to do certain things in regards to your life. Don't feel forced. Don't feel bad if someone makes you feel bad about not going to college. I'm kind of talking all over the place, but the more I think about it, the more frustrated I get about it all. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with not going to college. So, 1, community college is always an option. Don't let anyone tell you differently. 2, a gap year is definitely an option. Don't let anyone tell you differently. And 3, not going to college at all is always an option. Don't ever feel like you don't have options for yourself. If you know you want to go to college right after high school, great. If you know you don't want to go to college right after high school, also great. Fantastic. If you don't want to go to college at all, good on you, because there's nothing wrong with these options at all. And I wish I had more people in my life to kind of tell me that. There were a few, but not really. But it didn't really click in my head. I was just so determined to get out. Right after high school, it was something, and that's not a decision I regret, because it's those decisions that I've made have made me into the person that I am today, and I've learned a lot from these experiences that I've gone through in terms of my life in college. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all that I have to talk to you guys about today. If you have any similar experiences or even different ones, make sure you let me know. Comment them down below. If you guys have any other topics that you think I should talk about on my channel, let me rephrase that. Make sure the topics that, if you want to suggest topics that I should talk about, are topics that you know what, don't matter. If it's a topic that I'm not well versed in, then I just won't talk about it. If you guys make suggestions of topics that I can't talk about, then I will try to do my best to talk about them. Other than that, make sure you subscribe if you like what you've seen thus far, or if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will be sure to see you guys next time. I'm trying to do weekly uploads, but like I said before, my equipment situation is a bit frustrating, I guess you can say. I'm trying to get my own equipment, because right now I'm just like borrowing other people's equipment, and it's getting more and more hectic in terms of that. But yeah, but before I go, y'all like my shadow on my makeup? I dyed my hair again. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but what's stuff in here? I dyed my hair again. It's purple this time. Yeah, I got new eyeshadow and stuff like that. And yeah, okay, I'm done. But yeah, again, subscribe, thumbs up, comment below any experiences you have in college or just in school, period. And I'll definitely read them, respond if I can. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I love you all. Thanks for joining me.